How to spur more student interest in computer science. Welcome back to another Techstination interview. And with us are Tom Berry, Senior Manager of Amazon Future Engineer, and Stephanie Markin, Executive Director of Education Research at Gallup. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Well, let's talk about the issue facing us today. Maybe, Tom, you can talk about the need for more students to go into the computer science field. What are we facing?
Well, students are interested in computer science, but they don't have the access to learn it in their schools or the exposure on the careers that are possible. We think this is a big miss for the US economy. Employers everywhere, not just Amazon, increasingly want to hire candidates who have a background in computer science. The latest federal statistics show that if you have a job in computer science or information technology, you will likely to earn twice as much as the national income average. And broad access to the opportunity to learn is important for students and families, especially in terms of income mobility and being able to get one of these high-paying, high-earning jobs. And that's what Amazon Future Engineer is about, is opening up the opportunity to learn early and often.
Well, Amazon and Gallup recently joined forces to conduct a survey to understand student interest and engagement in computer sciences. Stephanie, tell us about that and some of the key findings, perhaps.
Yeah, so one of the most important findings from the research was that just interest was widespread among all students nationally on this issue of computer science education. So 62% of students for whom we interviewed reported they'd like to learn more about the topic of computer science education. And yet, unfortunately, only about half of students nationally have actually participated in a computer science course in the past 12 months. And that gap between interest and participation was even more pronounced for underserved students. So students who are coming from lower income households were even less likely than their peers to report they've actually taken a course in computer science education in the past 12 months.
Well, Amazon is trying to tackle the problem here with what it calls the Amazon Future Engineer program. Tom, give us the overview of what this is about, how it works.
Yeah, Amazon Future Engineer is a series of programs from childhood to career that support students to explore computer science and the breadth of careers that are open to them, including ones that don't exist. One of our newest offerings that is spurred by the insight that we found amongst classrooms and students across the country is about this idea of role models. A student can't really envision a career unless you give them a story, a human person that can tell them about how they got there and how the student can do the same. And that's what our Meet an Amazonian program is about. We connect classrooms to a diverse group of role models through a virtual career talk series called Class Chats. And we also give them a behind the scenes tour of real computer science technology in action, doing something that kids care about. And that's our Fulfillment Center tour that showcases the real people and technology that make one-day delivery possible at Amazon. So these have been launched since April, and we've reached over 140,000 students in the US, primarily at schools that serve low-income communities where we know the students face the greatest barriers to gaining interest and access in computer science. And the real reason this is important is the Gallup study that we just released underscores among students who strongly agree that they have a computer science role model, they are 10 times more likely to say they want to pursue a career in computer science versus those who disagreed. So we want to get more of those students excited with real world examples. And we're excited to launch the Meet an Amazonian program to do that.
Well, Stephanie, tell us more about that, what your research tells you about the success potential, I guess, when you involve role models and these and these Amazonians.
Yeah, role models are so critical, obviously, to help students understand what a career pathway looks like within the computer science field and the various applications that are possible. What we know, unfortunately, is that just about half of students nationally actually have a role model in computer science. We see Black students and young girls are slightly less likely to have a role model in computer science, but the real gap exists for rural students. Rural students are far less likely than students living in urban areas to have a role model in computer science. So there's a lot of work to be done to scale role models to make sure they're available throughout the US to all students from all backgrounds.
Really interesting. Very often, I guess, kids in some areas don't even think that this is a possibility for them. And what you're doing, I guess, is opening eyes.
Yeah, we sure hope so. I mean, absolutely. If you have a role model, you're 10 times more likely to even envision a career in computer science. So they help students across the spectrum even envision a future career in this area. And that's what we really need to address the tremendous shortage that we see of people in computer science related fields nationally, right? We hear from employers that they're looking for people with this specific training. At the same time, that jobs within computer science related fields are growing at a faster clip than any other industry in the US workforce. We have to do a lot more to make sure that's a really robust talent pipeline for all employers and that it's also incredibly diverse.
So where can parents and teachers perhaps or school administrators go to get more information about all of this?
Head over to AmazonFutureEngineer.com.
Simple as that. AmazonFutureEngineer.com. And they can get
Yep,
all
you can
the
find out more
information.
there.
What's entailed as far as signing up for this program?
Yeah, if you're a student, you can sign up for Meet an Amazonian offerings that will be delivered to you virtually in your home right now. If you're an educator or a school administrator, there is a wealth of program offerings, whether you're in the elementary or middle or high school ages, of different ways you can bring computer science to life for your students. And we need to say that another finding of this Gallup research is educators are the key to inspiring students and providing this access. And we just want to say thank you, educators, for doing what you've done. All these opportunities are free, and it's our way of helping you do the work you do every day. So please go to AmazonFutureEngineer.com and learn more.
Terrific. Tom Berry and Stephanie Markin, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Now this. It takes a lot of listening to build a better radio, and that's just what the folks at C. Crane have done. Bob Crane and his crew, nestled among the rivers and tallest trees in the world in Fortuna, California, have made a habit of listening to their customers. And that's just what they've done in building the CC Skywave SSB, the Swiss Army knife of portable radios. For everyday listening to AM or FM in the yard or patio or on the nightstand, without having to drain a mobile phone battery, it's a great companion. But it is also a companion equipped for NOAA weather information and alerts that can be life-saving. You can listen to FEMA and Coast Guard transmissions too. Beyond all of that, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world. It's compact, easy to take with you, and built to last. The CC Skywave SSB. Click on the link at Techstination.com.